Yeah, I can see you. Yeah. So today I've got kind of a flowy flow planned, one that's just a lot of kind of gentle movement. I thought that would be kind of a nice way to wake up the body in the day. No stress on the body, just, you know, taking those same yoga poses and sort of moving in and out of them. So why don't we first start off in a seated position. So if you have a pillow or a block to sit on, it's always nice to begin the day that way. Nooni's joining us today because she barked when I was doing yoga on Monday. So now she's going to be she's going to be my yoga partner. Right. Monday night meditation, she was barking. So we finally just brought her out to be with us. And I thought, well, okay, she enjoys my yoga mat too much. That's usually why I don't let her stay with me for yoga. All right. So go ahead and in a easy seated pose, just go ahead and find your center. Start to slow down your breathing, get into your breath, pulling your shoulders back and away from your ears. And just start filling up the belly with breath, breathing in and out of your nose. Start to create the Ujjayi breath, where you slightly constrict your throat as the breath is moving in and out of your nose, creating a bit of a Darth Vader sound. And then go ahead and start to fill the entire body cavity, growing your your breath all the way to the crown of your head. And then linking some breath with movement, let's start to raise our hands on our next inhale. And then exhale our hands all the way down. Nooni's looking at me. Inhale, hands up. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale the hands all the way down. Placing our left hand on the floor, sweep our right hand overhead, opening up the right side, curling into the left side, pulling our right shoulder back as we reach our arm across alongside our ear. And as you breathe, focus on extension. Focus on spiraling your chest towards the ceiling. And then exhale, place your right hand on the floor and bring your left hand overhead alongside your ear. Inhale. And then on your exhale, spiral your chest up to the ceiling, opening it up, pulling your left shoulder back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reaching. And then exhale, place that hand on the floor. I'm going to remove my pillow I was sitting on because we're going to just do a little bit of forward folding to open up the back of the hips. Go ahead and inhale the crown of your head high up to the ceiling. Sitting in easy seated Sukhasana means there's a couple ways you can do it. You can actually have your feet kind of tucked under your legs if you want, or you can stack your feet in front of one another flat on the floor. So inhaling, reaching the spine long. And then on the exhale, start to fold the body forward. You can have your hands on your legs if that works for you. You can have your hands out to the sides. You can have them in front of you, whatever works. And just enjoy this first stretch of the day along the back of your right hip. Focusing on drawing your head forward, which reduces you curling your back down, takes the tension out of the lower spine. One more inhale. And then go ahead and walk your hands back, change the orientation of your feet. For me, that'll mean putting my left foot in front. My right foot was now behind rather. Over here, Nini. She won't settle down when it's yoga time. Sit down. Thank you. Inhale your spine long. And then exhale, start to fold forward, pulling the crown of your head towards the front of the room. You can keep your hands on your knees if that works for you. You can lay them out in front of you. You can have them out to the side. Whatever is most comfortable for you and enables you to continue to pull your crown of your head to the front. One more inhale. And then exhale, walk your hands backwards. Inhale your spine long. And then on the exhale, go ahead and turn your body to the right, leading with the chin, keeping your chin in alignment with the center of your chest. And then when you feel like you've turned as far as your body naturally will go, if you choose to, you can look over your right shoulder. But I caution anybody in that first seated pose, really be careful not to torque your body around. Generate all of the movements from the center of the solar plexus muscles from the belly button. Exhale, return forward, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just start to turn your body using your stomach muscles, turning your body to the left, keeping your chin in alignment with your sternum. And then place your left hand behind you. And if you feel comfortable, you can turn and look over your left shoulder. Oh, now she's finally settled down and gone and laid next to me. Inhale your shoulders up. Let's return to the front now. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears, and then pull your shoulder blades back down on your spine. We're doing some shoulder rolls now. Inhale up forward and back up to the ears. Exhaling back down. Try to keep your hands in one stationary position while you do this so that you isolate this rolling motion just to the shoulders. It actually changes it if you just keep your hands still. And then let's reverse that. Let's inhale back and up to the ears, and then exhale forward and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. And then let's do one more of those. Inhale backwards and up to the ears. And exhale forward and down. Let's pull our belly through, tucking our hips in the back, pulling our chest forward, pulling our shoulders back. And then exhale, curling our spine, creating a letter C with our back, pulling our back towards the wall behind us. Tuck the chin into the chest. And then inhale, pull the chest through, leaving your hips behind, leading with the chin, opening up the throat if that's available. And then exhale, pull it back, tucking the chin back to the chest, curling and making a letter C with your spine. Inhale, pull your chest through, arching the back, opening up the shoulders. And then exhale, pull it all back. Some gentle warm-ups for the spine this morning. Take our hands out to the side and just start to make circle rolls with the arms. Just warming up the shoulder joints. Either direction that works for you. There you go. Now we're going to move up to Tadasana, to the standing pose at the front of the mat. I'm on my round mat today, so if you do see me on the screen, you'll see a big circle on the floor. I'm going to move slightly back so that you can see my entire body in the camera. And of course, my yoga partner here, Noonie. So standing in Tadasana, what we want is a nice, strong mountain pose. We want to move our head backwards to be in alignment with our shoulders in alignment with our hips firmly stacked over our feet and ankles. Your feet are the root system. So you find your roots by lifting up all of your toes, allowing the 3 points of the foot to be making equal contact with the floor. And then pull your belly button into the spine, tucking your tailbone down. Once you've achieved this stable base, go ahead and lower your toes, starting with your pinky toes. Turning your hands forward, just breathe in this. You've created lots of space, lots of length. And then breathe. Keeping your shoulders away from the ears and down your back. And then inhale your hands all the way up. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale your hands out and down, keeping that length in your spine. Inhale your hands up. Exhale your hands down. One more inhale, hands up. Creating a bend in your legs, hinge at the hips, straight back, falling down, swan dive forward. First forward bend of the day. So go slowly. Keep your knees bent so that what you feel is the stretch along the back side of your hamstrings without pulling on your lower spine. And go ahead and find your ragdoll. So to find your ragdoll, just widen your feet slightly. You can hang your feet down to the floor. Sometimes it helps to just rest them on your shins or rest them on your feet. Or if you want, you can even grab your elbows. But just be careful with this first forward fold of the day that we're not pulling on the lower back. So if you feel any tension in the lower back, bend your legs a little bit more deeply. It's okay. It doesn't matter how deeply they're bent. Laying your torso across the knees is a really good way to begin the day and start to open up the backs of the legs. If you feel comfortable, you may drop your head, taking all of the tension out of your neck. You can kind of shake your head, yes and no, nod it, shake it. I always get my terminology all twisted around. Go ahead and inhale into a flat back by placing your hands either on your shins or above your knees on your thighs. And then exhale, fold back down. We're going to do this about 3 or 4 times. Very slowly. Inhale into a flat back. And then exhale, allow your body to fold forward. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, allow your body to gently forward fold. Inhale into a flat back. And then exhale, release that again. Bend your legs deeply, and let's curl our body up, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Keep your chin low and close to your chest. Once you have arrived at the standing portion, inhale your shoulders up and then back down on your back, pulling your shoulders down and away from the ears, and then gently lift up the chest. If your eyes were closed, you can keep them closed or you can gently flutter them open. Inhale your hands up. Exhale them down. Now, you know how we've done that Ardha Chandrasana where we do a side stretch, one side or the other. What we're going to do is we're going to integrate movement in that today. So I'm going to tell you to take your right hand overhead alongside your ear. Take your left hand and kind of sweep it across the front of your body as you tilt to the left. And then on the exhale, reverse that arm order, bringing your right hand down and across your body and bringing your left hand overhead alongside your ear and tilt to the right. And let's just do that a few times, just gently opening up the body, moving the arms back and forth, up and down as you curl your body right now to the right. And then exhale. Inhale, curl your body to the left. Exhale, hands out and reversing them. Inhale to the right. Inhale to the left. Inhale to the right. Inhale to the left. And then inhale to the right. We'll do one more round. And inhale to the left. Bring your hands back down to your sides. And now we're going to do some gentle, flowy twisting. So with that, you just kind of twist your upper body. There's no breathing pattern. Keep your hips stationary and just twist your body and allow your hands to kind of flow with you. Your hands are like ribbons, so they're like noodles, right? They just kind of wrap around your body. They follow in the motion of your body as your chest and torso move back and forth. And then your hands just kind of wrap around your waist and wrap around your hips as you go back and forth. And we're just gently warming up the spine, warming up the torso. Let me just check in real quickly with what I have next while you're still doing that. So go ahead and do a couple more cycles of that. And then go ahead and inhale your hands up into the air. And then exhale, swan dive forward, still keeping your knees bent. Inhale into a flat spine, pulling the crown of your head forward. Exhale, back down. And then pulling your hands out to the side with a flat back, rise all the way up to the top. Inhaling your hands together at the top. And then exhale, pull them down into prayer pose. Take a moment to observe what you're feeling now that you're starting to move the body. Take a moment to set an intention for this practice this morning. Indeed, I am grateful for any day that I can get up and move and breathe. Inhale. Exhale your hands down, then inhale your hands all the way up. Exhale, hands out to the side, flat back, hinging at the hips as you fall forward. Inhale, placing your hands on your legs. Extend your spine into a flat back, pulling the crown of your head forward. And then exhale, allow your head to descend as you forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive, keeping a flat back as you raise your hands all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring them back down into prayer pose. Inhale. Exhale your hands down, then inhale your hands up. Exhale, hands out to the side, reaching out, flat back as we fall forward. Inhale, placing your hands on your legs. Extend the crown of your head forward in a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching out to the side, expanding the collarbones, rising up with a flat back, all the way to the top. And then exhale back into prayer pose. Inhale. Exhale your hands down, and inhale your hands up. Exhale, hands out as we hinge forward into swan dive forward. Place your hands on the floor and move back into the first downward facing dog of the day while I push my dog out of the way so I can do my dog. In your first downward facing dog of the day, I would like you to bend your legs deeply. If you would prefer to do puppy dog pose, we can drop down onto our knees, keeping our hips high, and then reaching our hands forward, allowing the chest to descend down to the floor. That might be a nice starter pose for our morning. And then focus on the breath as you keep your hips high up in the air, reaching your hands forward, opening up the chest. And just enjoy this first shoulder opening of the day, creating length in the spine. So I was down in puppy dog. I'm moving myself back into downward facing dog. I don't know if you dropped down to puppy dog with me. But go ahead and inhale deeply. And then on the exhale, using baby steps, walk your feet all the way up to your hands. When you arrive at the top, create about a hip's distance between your feet. Inhale into a flat back, placing your hands on your legs. And then exhale, fold forward. And then on the inhale, bring your hands out to the side, bringing them all the way up to the top. And then exhale them into prayer pose. Take a moment to observe how you feel after doing the full body opener like that. Let's do another downward facing dog. So inhale, exhale our hands down, and then inhale our hands up. And then exhale, swan dive forward. Hands to the floor, head is the last to drop. Inhale, placing our hands on our legs. We extend the crown of our head forward in a flat back. And then exhale, allow your body to fold forward again gently. Placing our hands on the floor, move back again into downward facing dog. Keep your knees bent deeply if you want. You can start working towards straight legs if it's available to you, but it's not a requirement. You can also pedal your legs out, bending one deeply while you straighten the other to start to fire up and open up the back of those hamstrings. A lot of flowy, pumping movements this morning. Just bringing some blood flow, warming up the joints, and doing everything gently and slowly, leading with the breath. And then go ahead and walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale into a flat spine. And then exhale your head back down, Place your hands back on the floor. Take your right foot and kind of move back into the position of warrior one feet. So your right toes are pointed forward. Your heel is making contact with the floor. Your back leg is straight, and you're bending your leg in front, your left leg, and your toes are pointed forward on the left foot. So just start to bend that left leg using your hands on the mat to support you, and just gently move back and forth with your left leg. All I'm doing is keeping my right foot in firm contact with the floor while I slightly bend and straighten out my left leg. So basically, it's like we're going from warrior one feet to pyramid pose feet. And you can straighten out that left leg as much as you choose, or you can continue to leave a slight bend in it when you go to straighten out the leg. But we're just sort of pumping the leg, bending and straightening. That's lubricating the hip, lubricating the knee. And then as you move backward, you can even curl your spine up towards the ceiling a little bit. Curling the spine up towards the ceiling, and when you bend your leg deeply, pulling the chest through a little bit. But all of these are small movements. None of this should stress you out. Okay, let's go ahead and stop that. Right now, I'm stopped with my left knee bent, and I'm going to bring my right foot forward. If you need to kind of bunny hop it a little bit up to your left foot, that's okay. Inhale into a flat spine again. And then exhale, gently fall over your legs in a forward fold, and then take your left leg back into those warrior one feet. So your foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Your heel is making firm contact with the floor. Kind of feel the outside edge of your foot to the floor, and your toes are pointed at 45 degrees to the left. Your right toes are firmly forward, and start to bend that right leg. Adjust your stance and the width of your stance in any way that works for you. So you might find that it works better for you if you create a wider base by pulling your right foot to the right of the mat and your left foot to the left of the mat. You might find that you need to lengthen your base by pulling your right foot forward or your left foot further back. Whatever works for you. We're not standing in this, we're just pumping anyway. So for me, I've actually got my feet fairly closely aligned, more than I would in a normal warrior one. And we're just, again, doing that gentle pumping, bending the right leg forward. And then when we pull it back, curl up the spine and pull up the belly button a little bit to create space. Going from that warrior one pose back to kind of pyramid. Oh, warming up that right hip. You might be feeling that in your hip. Okay, we'll just do that a couple more times. And then go ahead and stop with your right leg bent and bring your left foot forward. You might have to bunny hop it up to do that. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, fold over your legs gently. And then inhale using a flat back, hands out to the side, rise all the way to the top. And then exhale, bring your hands into prayer pose. Now we're going to do something like that using warrior two legs, but we're not going to be bent over. So let's go ahead, stand with our hands on our hips and take our right foot back again. But now have your right leg parallel to the mat. So we are now in warrior two feet. Our left toes are pointed forward. Our right foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Go ahead and tuck your tailbone in, pull your belly button in. You can leave your hands if you want. You can leave your hands on your waist. You can pull them out to the side if you want. So what we're going to do here is we're going to pump again. So bend your left leg as deeply as you want on the inhale. Then on the exhale, just straighten out the leg. Inhale, bend the leg. Exhale, straighten it out. So we're basically going from warrior two pose to triangle legs. Very gentle movement. Do that several times. And then let's go ahead and finish up in triangle legs. Keep our legs straight as we revolve backwards. So we're not really revolving, we're just tilting. So go ahead and tilt backwards. Allow your right hand to rest on your right leg as you bring your left hand to the ceiling. So it's like reverse warrior arm, but we've got our feet in triangle positioning. That allows a nice gentle stretch. If you want to bend your leg, you have that option as well. But we're just stretching out the left side body by doing this. You curl as much as you feel comfortable. Don't cut off your air supply while you're doing that though. Inhale, reach to the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your hands back into warrior two arms, bending your left leg into warrior two. And then straighten out your left leg. And then place your hands on your hips and work your feet together at the top of the mat. Take a breather. And then on your exhale, go ahead and place your left foot behind you. Warrior two stance again. So your left foot is parallel to the mat behind you. Your right toes are pointing forward. Your right leg is bent. And then if you want to, you can keep your hands on your hips, or you can open them up into warrior two arms. It's up to you. On the inhale, go ahead and bend your right leg. On the exhale, straighten it out. And then just do a few cycles of that, inhaling with the legs forward, exhaling, straightening it out, moving into warrior two legs, exhaling into triangle legs. And then moving into warrior two legs, bending the right knee, and then straightening out that right knee. All very gentle, keeping your alignment. Let's do one more cycle of that. Inhaling your legs forward, exhaling it back. One more inhale. Exhaling it back, and then go ahead and reverse your arms so that you're placing your left hand on your left leg, pulling your right hand up to the ceiling. You don't need to curl back tightly on this. Just reaching for the ceiling creates a nice side body stretch. Inhale. And then exhale, place your hands back into that warrior two arm, bend your right leg, and then work your feet together at the top of the mat. You can do bunny hops all the way up. Place your hands in prayer pose, inhale. And then exhale your hands down, inhale your hands up. And then exhale, swan dive forward. You can keep your legs bent and then move back again into downward facing dog. You might find your spine is starting to open up a little bit more with some of this gentle, flowy movement this morning. You can pump your legs. Now the dog has settled down. She's taking a little nap and my voice is interrupting her. Go ahead and reach as far back in your downward facing dog as you can. And then exhale, drop to your hands and knees. We're going to do those cow-cat poses that we did from a seated position. We're going to do them on our hands and knees. Inhale your shoulders up and inhale your hips up, dropping the belly. And then exhale, curling up, pulling your back up to the ceiling. And then Inhale, pull your shoulders back and down, pulling your chest through, lifting your hips up. And then exhale, curling the spine so that your back is reaching for the ceiling. Inhale, drop the belly, lift up the hips, pull the shoulders back and down as you shine your heart center up. And then exhale, reverse all of that, curling the spine down. Or up, rather. Sorry. Inhale, shoulders back, chest up, hips up. And then exhale, curling the spine up to the ceiling. Let's place our toes together, move our knees apart, and move back into child's pose. In child's pose, you can have your hands out in front of you if that works for you, or you can have them alongside. Take this moment to connect with your breath, allowing the expansion of the belly in and out of the nose. One more inhale. Then on the exhale, I just want you to move forward, bend your elbows towards your ribs as you lower your body to the floor. Place your legs together behind you, relaxing them, and the tops of your feet are flat on the floor. Go ahead and place your elbows underneath your shoulders and just work your way into Sphinx Pose by pulling your chest forward and up, pulling your shoulder blades down your spine, and just allowing that muscle energy to be working right in the middle of your back. Just strengthening all of those muscles in the middle of the back while creating a little bit of a stretch along the front of the body. Isometric toning of the back muscles, very good for the back. Inhale. And then exhale, lower down. Place your hands under your elbows and let's move back again into child's pose. Stretching out all those back muscles, stretching out your shoulders, hollowing out your armpits. And then let's move forward again, back onto our bellies, pulling our elbows into the rib cage as we lower down. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders, pulling your elbows as close as you can to your rib cage. Inhale your shoulders up and back as you rise up your chest into baby cobra. Keep the movement small. Exhale back down. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears and back down as you rise your chest up into baby cobra. And then exhale back down. Inhale your shoulders up to the ears and back down your back as you rise your chest up and lower back down. We'll do one last one of those. Inhale your shoulders up to your ears and back down as you rise up your chest. And then on your exhale, move again back into that gentle child's pose. And then we're going to do a little bit of a pumping movement. So we're going to inhale into all fours. And then exhale, move our bottoms back to our heels in child's pose. Inhale back to tabletop. And then exhale back into child's pose. Inhale into tabletop. And then exhale into child's pose. Inhale to tabletop. And exhale back into child's pose. And then let's go ahead, move our knees forward and sit down either on our left hip or our right so that we can bring our legs forward. So we're going to start to do just a little bit of stretching of the legs. Lay down, Noonie. See, the minute I move, she thinks it's an invitation. So you may keep your legs bent if it helps. You can also place a towel underneath your legs, a rolled up towel. We're going to engage in some forward folds, but I do not want any tension in your lower spine. We want the stretch to be along the back of the legs. So I think it's a good thing to keep your legs bent and even place your hands underneath the back of your legs. And inhale your chest high. And then exhale, start to fold forward. My toes are pointed towards the ceiling. My hips are in firm contact with the floor. And I'm just folding over my thighs, but my chest is really quite high. Inhale, sit up. And then exhale, gently fold forward, moving very, very slowly. No pulling, no tugging. Inhale your chest up. And then exhale, descend back down over your thighs. Inhale your chest up. Exhale back down. Inhale your chest up. And then exhale back down. Inhale, sitting up. Go ahead and allow your left leg to fall down to the floor so your left leg is straight. Take your right foot and place it on the inside of your right thigh. Now we can stretch with a straight leg, but I'm going to advise you to keep your hands on your right thigh as you start to descend forward, pulling the crown of your head towards your left foot. But don't grab your leg. There's no need to. You can just keep your hands alongside either side of your calf or sitting on top of your leg. And what you'll feel as you're moving forward using your muscle energy from your core is you'll feel a gentle stretch along the back side of your right SI joint. And you'll feel a stretch along your left hamstring. And just allow your body to move at its own pace. Gently breathing in and out. It's kind of like a slow fall. And it's kind of amazing when we soften our edges, when we don't really have a goal of trying to reach anything. Gravity just does the work for us. It's really borrowing a practice from yin yoga, where you just allow the body to open up in its own timing, in its own pace, and you don't force anything. And then gently go ahead and sit back up. Moving very slowly. Go ahead and change your position of your feet. So your right foot is going to be straight out in front of you, straight on the mat. Toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Your left foot is tucked in alongside your right thigh. Your left knee is bent out to the side. When you feel ready, inhale your crown of your head all the way up to the ceiling. And then exhale, start to gently fold over that left leg, keeping your hands either on your thigh or alongside your leg. The dog wants me to pet her while I'm doing this. So next time I have a bright idea of getting a cattle dog terrier mix, talk me out of that. She is in constant motion. She's sweet, but busy. And then being terrier, you know, she's got to be in charge. Although I admit she's probably a fantastic watchdog. The whole neighborhood knows if something's going on. I don't know if they want to know all the time. And thank God I have a deck that's 20 feet off the ground. Otherwise, my dogs would be getting skunked all the time. I haven't had a skunk episode since we moved into this house 3 years ago because they don't go in the backyard. I set up one of those porch potties. I don't know if you know what those are, but it's a potty area. And it allows, you know, their wet matter, their urine to fall down between the slats of the deck. And it's grassy. And then I go out and I rinse it every day, and I put a little bleach on it every day just to take any smell out. And then I take her out to the side yard to do her business. But at night, we're careful. We don't just let her off leash at night, because sometimes she'll go take herself on a little walkabout through the neighborhood. Go ahead and go ahead and rise up. And we're going to place our feet together in bound angle pose. So both palms of the feet are together. To make this easier, I recommend that you push your feet slightly forward so you're creating, you know, a good 14 inches between the center of your legs at the groin and your heels. And just sit here for a moment enjoying, you know, whatever this has to offer to you. And if it feels good to you, you can start to fold your body forward, which creates an equal stretch on the back of both of your hips without stressing out the lower back. And again, you don't need to force anything. You can just allow the body to gently fold forward. Focusing on breathing, calm breathing. This is really, honestly, one of my favorite stretches because I find it's so effective. It, you know, it provides a gentle stretch almost to the whole back, provides a stretch to the back of the legs, opens up the hips a little bit. But there's no tension. There's no part of the body that's being pulled on. It just is, to me, very relaxing. And then go ahead and rise up. So we've got about 5 more minutes that I can take you into Shavasana resting pose. Move out of the way, Nooner. So go ahead and lay back on your back. Find your resting position. If you want to do a little bit of movement back and forth to get out your wiggles, you can. You can do a little spinal twist, once on the right, once on the left if you want. You can go into happy baby. In fact, I'm going to drop my knees to the right for just a moment. And then I'm going to bring my knees up and over to the left. And then I'm going to bring my knees up to the center and just briefly hug them, not real tight, but just pull them up against the chest. And then I'm going to descend my legs down into that Shavasana. So close your eyes, resting your arms alongside your waist. Just start breathing at a normal pace. And start to do a mental scan of your body, starting with your toes, the arches of your feet and your heels, just releasing any kind of tension that you may be storing there. Getting up to the ankles and your shins. Up to the knees, release any tension. And then scan up to your hips, your thighs, and your lower belly. Command all of those muscles to relax. Allow the earth to firmly support your hips and your lower back. Acknowledging the gentle expansion and contraction of your belly muscles as you inhale and exhale slowly through your mouth. Scanning upwards towards your ribs, towards your chest, towards your shoulders, relaxing all of those muscles. Relaxing your arms, relaxing your hands. And then scanning further up to the neck muscles and the throat. Relaxing your jaw. Allowing your jaw to fall slightly down. Pulling your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. And then also relax all of your facial muscles. Relaxing the muscles of your forehead, allowing your eyes to fall deeply back into the sockets. Allow the back of your head to be heavy on the floor. And just take time to gently breathe and find peace in this pose. And rest for the next few minutes. Now we're going to start to come out of Shavasana, come back into the present. Go ahead and start waking up your consciousness a little bit. Integrating some gentle movements, perhaps wiggling the toes and the fingers. Gently moving your head to the left and to the right. If you want, you can take a stretch in this pose. And then gently roll over to the right side or the left side. And stay in a little ball for a couple of moments. And then when you feel ready, using the strength of your arms, you can push yourself up into a seated pose, keeping your head low. And when you have arrived at your seated pose, then you can gently lift up your head, fluttering your eyes open or keeping them closed, whatever you prefer. Go ahead and inhale our hands up in a circle all the way to the top. And then exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up, widening the collarbones. And then exhale, bring our hands to the third eye between the eyebrows. And then down to our heart center. Inhale. Gently bow your head over your hands. I treasure this time to wake up gently into the day with you, Nellie. I wish for you this midweek flow, that it has set the tone for the rest of your week. Namaste. Namaste.